Good morning, my fine YouTuber friends. It is Monday morning, June 15th, 2015, about 10:30 here in Wyoming. It is a cloudy, cool day out. We got a little bit of rain last night. I think we'll probably get some more tonight or today. We'll have to see about that. I have been up about an hour or so. I got up with my husband, got him off to work, and then went back to bed because I'm a night owl by nature, and but got to be early riser by marriage. So I had to come on here and talk to you fine people while I take my meds, and that's Lasix, potassium, and Tylenol for the win. About as strong as this chick goes for pain reliever is Tylenol. If you see whiffs of smoke going across my screen, I've got incense going right now. I make my own incense sticks. So easy to do, and I love it. And a friend of mine, Brenda, on here, Brenda Kozer, and I'm probably saying your last name wrong, and I'm so sorry. But she had some going on her Ricky altar, and I thought, I forget to burn that, and it's very soothing for me and stuff. So I've got a couple sticks going right now, and then as you all know, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I'm just obsessed with scents anyway. And I mean, it can't be floral or clean cotton or anything, but like spices and sandalwood, moonlight path, I can handle those, and of course fruits and stuff. So that's why I make my own incense sticks. And yeah, I've got 2 tart burners going right now with wax melts in them. I don't light the candles until evening time, until about 4 or 5, but so I've got all that going already. And plus I have all my wallflowers from Bath and Body Works. I've got those plug-ins in my bedroom, my husband's bedroom, the blue room, which is the old candle room, the bathroom, the kitchen, and I'm going to put a couple downstairs. So, yeah, we got those going. So, I know. But anyway, that's just how it is. Almost out of my Advair, and this is the one that we were fighting with the insurance on. But now they're calling and saying my prescription is filled. And this is the only one that we called in recently, so I'm going to have to, my husband's going to call. He's out of town right now. He had to go run some business out of town. But, he's only an hour away, but he has to call and see how much the prescription is. I'm only taking half a dose right now to try and make it last. I can do a breathing treatment cheaper right now than I can to take that, so it is what it is. See, diet last week went pretty well until Saturday hit. And no, I didn't go like off and eat everything inside or anything like that. I just probably ate like 30 grams more of carbs each Friday or Saturday and Sunday more than I should have. So, I mean, it's not like I gaining, but I probably didn't lose as much as I should have. And I did not exercise last week because we did so much every night. Lifting, well, and I did in the daytime too. Lifting and sorting and going up and down the stairs and stuff that by yesterday I was done. By Saturday night we were both done, but yesterday I ended up not doing anything. My knees and back hurt so bad, and just my shoulder and everything. And I was just exhausted. My husband began to wonder if maybe I have MS or something. We don't know. Maybe I'll bring it up to the doctor next time that I see him. Because I just get so fatigued some days that yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. Get back to doing exercises today. I have a ton of housework to do. This house is just a mess right now. I've got to dust and vacuum and clean the bathroom and do the dishes and do the cat litter box and make salads for the week, because I took that week off of eating salads in a jar, and I'm ready to get back on it now. And I'll just try to get as much done as I can, but this house is just a wreck. It's driving me nuts. I already talked to you guys about the incense that I make my own. That's very easy to do. If anybody has any questions on that, I can also always do a video on how I make mine. I discovered, I've always known I'm very different, and my friends will go, yeah, you're different. Very different from most people. I just don't fit the norm of anything, really. Never have. But I discovered, I always kind of wondered, because I do get premonitions about certain things. If somebody's going to die, or somebody, you walk in a room and you just sense it's just so evil. Or you talk to a person and right away you're just, that person, you can tell that person is so evil that you need to exit that area quickly. I've always been able to tell my husband, that'll be the last time we see that person alive. Or that person probably won't make it 6 months or whatever. And I've been right. I was right, like even when his sisters gave birth and stuff, I'm like, you need to call because something's going on. I just, had this feeling, and this is way before internet or anything. So, I guess from what I'm reading, I'm an empath. I don't know. Any clues on that? Or just maybe an alien. Might be. But it would make sense on a lot of regards. I'd like to learn more about that. I'd like to learn more about Brenda, about that whole world and where I might fit in and where I can benefit more from it. I really liked your Ricky altar and how you were doing that. It was very soothing and stuff. I seem to be very drawn to want to learn from you. So if you can guide me on that when you have time, that would be awesome. I talked a little bit on Facebook about my joy of watching the birds. I've been going outside more. My husband will bring my wheelchair outside and sit out there. And I was sitting out there yesterday while he was mowing the yard, and he had filled the bird feeder for me, and he'd put out, I got this wicker basket, real low wicker basket, and I made a little handle for it, and he hung it out there, and we were watching the birds grab the little 1 to 2 inch yarn scraps out of it. I save all those when I crochet and do looming, and fill up a jar, and then when it's even halfway full, I'll put it outside for the birds to grab pieces for their bird's nest. Excuse me. So enjoying watching them grab a piece and fly off with it and stuff, and I really enjoy that. And then we have these bird houses that we made. My husband designs them, cuts them out, puts them all together, and then I paint them, and we've got a duplex one, we call it, out there, and then we've got one other one. We've got one out in the garage we need to to hang back up. But I think we're going to start, now that my husband get to his stuff, he wants to start making them again and painting them up, because I told him, I said, I'd like to have quite a few more in the backyard. And then he said, well, what I'd like to do after that, he said, is sell some, And I said, well, after I get my little Western ghost town looking whole series I want to put in the backyard, I think this would be cooler than anything. Then, yeah, if you want to design a bunch and have me paint them up, then yeah, that'd be fun. I sure do love watching the birds. I mean, even in the wintertime and stuff, and we have quite a few out here, so that brings me a lot of joy to watch them, and I know other people would. Last night I was watching them out the kitchen window, and then, we have a lot of wild rabbits out here too, so I see a wild rabbit hopping below, and it was just idyllic. Now, if we had our antelope back out here before they started doing a bunch of construction, it would have been fantastic. We still get a few antelopes that come through the place, but when we first moved out here, antelope everywhere. In fact, I planted roseberry bushes, and they ate them all. And then, you had to watch it because they'd eat your flowers, or, they might lay in your flower beds and stuff. And now, like I said, they decided to build a bunch more houses out here, and so they don't come around very often. I mean, heck, I know within the first year we lived here, we woke up and there was cattle walking down our street and down our road and in our front yard, and just told my husband, he goes, I'll call the sheriff. And the sheriff said, oh yeah, I'll call the rancher. The cows must have got out again. We just kind of love that kind of stuff. But one of the things I've been thinking a lot about is everybody seems to think that there's a magic cure-all for depression. And most of you don't know how chronically depressed I was for so many years. Yes, I tried to take my life about 9 years ago. And if it had been 10 minutes longer, the paramedics say that I would not have made it. Yeah, I had to work on me a very long time in the ER. And after that, still, I was just so chronically depressed, crippling, where that's when you hear me keep saying about all the dust and cleaning out the house, because I just literally sat around, and I had a jackass of a doctor who just put me on so many heavy meds that I was just kind of a zombie. My husband will tell you that we might have a conversation and I would respond and everything and never remember it. And that happened a lot. It was crippling. It was crippling. That's part of what has not helped with the massive, with the weight gain and stuff. I've always had a weight problem, but when you are just a zombie and you sit around for so long and stuff, it certainly didn't help. A lot of it was how I was raised and things that happened in my past. I won't go into all that, but I do understand about depression very well. And yes, everybody's different in their depression, why they're depressed, their chemical makeup in their body. But you have to work really hard on trying to do everything you can without depending on medication for very long. Now, that medication is designed to not be taken very long. If you have a doctor leave you on something for real long, like 3-4 years, you need to talk with them because it loses its effectiveness. It's designed to be more of a Band-Aid. Go back to when you were happy, if you can, and think about what you did that made you happy. And even that smallest thing might help. You might not notice it right away, but if you love to read and you stopped reading, pick up a book and even read, even if you don't feel like it. You know, but you might find that, hey, for that hour that I sat there and read, I didn't think about what was making me so depressed. It didn't, I felt a little bit better. Maybe the sun seemed to shine a little bit brighter that day. That's what I started doing. I started going back, and I had to go back a really long time, and think what really gave me a lot of pleasure that I can do. And for me, one of the things was I've always been into artwork or craft. I started doing some of that again. I started doing some cooking again, which I've always loved. Because, I stopped doing everything, people. I stopped cooking. I stopped doing any craft work. I stopped doing any reading. Everything. I stopped it all. I had no interest in my house, no interest in like the birds or flowers or plants or anything outside. I had no interest in any holidays, nothing. My poor husband, because I just did not care about anything. And I did not want to be here for the longest time. And it's taken a long time. First I did was fired my doctor that put me on all these massive medications, because my general physician was like, you are on way too much medication. I was literally on uppers to wake up and downers to go to sleep. Amphetamines. That bad. And today I take a very mild anxiety antidepressant, a very mild one. And then I take St. John's wort, which seems to help. And I still, I'm mild bipolar. I still cycle a little bit, and I can catch myself, and, But, if anybody ever wants to talk privately, like I said, there'll be a link to my Facebook below. I'm not making fun of or making light of it all. There are a few things that they don't talk about that you can do to try. Exercise does help. Talking to yourself, because sometimes maybe there's nobody around that really will listen and you feel like nobody will understand. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Pretend like you're talking to somebody. Don't do it around other people. They may think that you've gone off the deep end, but it helps. It helps me. My family has a history of depression and suicide. I lost a few years ago. I lost an uncle and an aunt just back to back. I had one uncle die from AIDS, and the next day my other uncle, and these were all siblings, committed suicide. 2 weeks after that, my aunt committed suicide. I have had so many friends and family members commit suicide. We've got to all band together and help any way we can, because it's just, it's just killing our people, and our people are killing themselves, and it's just too heartbreaking, So, yeah, I'm here if anybody wants to talk about that ever. On to one other question. I know a few people have kind of wondered, is my hair lovely? Oh, yes. Is will we move? I know before we were all set to move to Florida. We still would like to, but there's a lot of ifs. The thing is, we don't want to have to get rid of everything we have to make this move. We like our stuff. We're not real materialistic, and probably most of our stuff is probably considered junk to other people. But we like our stuff, We are too disabled, both of us, to be able to move it ourselves. We would have to be able to hire movers. and have them drive it across country, which would be so expensive. And I don't want to live in an apartment. I don't want to live in a trailer park. I have nothing against anybody that does, but we're used to living out here, where we're on, a very large lot. It's almost a half an acre, and on a double wide street. We've got a median that runs in the streets. We don't have people right across from us. And our houses are very spaced out and everything. We don't want to feel crammed up. I mean, if anything, we want more land. So, I mean, and if we could buy a house, or a trailer or a double wide, whatever, on some land, that would be great. But, we don't want to backtrack. We're getting too old for that. But if we get enough money together and stuff, and depending on what the oil field does, yeah, we would like to. But if not, we can be happy here too. I mean, I've lived here all my life. So, I've lived here all my life. My husband lived here since he was 4 years old. So, same amount of time, 50 years. And, we love Wyoming. I mean, the winter can be hard and stuff. But, if we just get to take vacations and some cruises, that would be okay too. So, I figure that we will be guided to what step would be right for us. And we always are. And if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. It'll start coming together. So that's where we are right now. We're still fixing up this house, because either way, if we were to sell it, we need to fix it up and all of that. So that's where we stand on that. You got to be happy where you live. We're not running from anything. I can ignore people I don't like here just as well as I can, 2,000 miles away. Oh, I'm good at that. I just keep to myself. So, anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Like I said, I've got a lot of cleaning to do and some cooking and stuff. And I hope you all stay awesome. And Nirvana, I'm going to make you a separate video here later on in response to your video about agoraphobia. I still suffer some different realms of it, but have the longest time. But I want to sit down and really watch your video again, now that it's just me in the house and not distracted, and properly do a video. But I love you guys all, and have a terrific day. Bye.